good afternoon, good evening even. It's 8:30 here. I didn't mean to do that. And welcome to the Voice of Todd. I'm Tom, as always, and we're here for the PC Game Show. I was under the impression there was a pre-show kicked off before the 9 o'clock beginning of the show. Apparently there isn't a pre-show. So that's fine. We just need to fill in some time. So we're going to fill in some time in the best way I know how and talk about other things. Hey Catherine, how are we doing? Hope you're doing well and having a good weekend. Right, this is going to be a bit of a mess. I'm not changing any of the graphics or anything because we're going to be doing the PC Gaming Show, right? That's what we're here for. But if they're going to make us wait, I'm going to amuse us, well, myself and you guys in chat. So, here's what we're going to do. Let's watch some trailers from the Xbox showcase, shall we? Let me just make sure that this is going to be fine. In fact, let's do it. You will hear they haven't added chapters. Right, that's fine. Okay, fair play. We're going to take a look at some of the really cool things that has come out of the Xbox Game Showcase. Potentially there's going to be some copyright stuff on here. I don't know. What should we do first? Let's go in order of what I thought was... Well, no, because they seem to have put everything up here now. Right, okay. So first, let's take a look at... Do that. I'm just sort of prepping everything. And then we'll bring it across. In fact, let's mute that for now. Let's take a look at Doom. This is Doom, the Dark Ages, the brand new Doom game. Hopefully the volume's okay. I think this looks incredible. As someone who I wouldn't call myself a Doom fan, I thought this just looks brilliant. So we'll watch these again and get a vibe for it. Went all the way to Edinburgh, but the car has issue. Oh god, that doesn't sound good. Sounds stressful. I think it's the shield that gets me. It's the wolf cloak and the shield. You a Doom fan? Cool. Yeah, apparently this is a prequel. It just looks insane. I love that it's the bullets is just shreds of bone. And the shield mechanic looks so cool. We might have to play Doom as well. I love that. Just throwing the shield around, Captain America style. But it looks like Doom. I don't know what they've added. Maybe the parry mechanic. Maybe it's just the melee. And then a mech. Just why not? So that was a highlight. That's how they should have started the show. Because that's just balls to the wall craziness. It's coming in 2025. Let's knock that off. Go back to that. Coming 2025, so I've got time to play Doom 16 and Doom Eternal, which is cool because I need to play them apparently. But that looked great. That was a massive highlight for me. State of Decay was good, but I don't think we're going to touch on that one. I'll tell you what we'll do next. Dragon Age Veilguard. This is more of a story trailer than anything else. I can't remember if there was any gameplay in this, but the big reveal is coming on Tuesday, which I will be streaming when they showcase it. They've put the video up now. So this was a highlight. I'm still not sold on Dragon Age, but So this is in-game footage.
Not looking good, old friend. This'll take more than you and me.
I'm sure that's his wife.
We need someone to be our eyes and ears in the shadows.
I might be wrong.
Someone to bring a little darkness.
I don't think that this is gameplay, is it? We'll get gameplay on Tuesday.
We're going into the Fade, aren't we?
That looks cool, the fade
Digging
jumping
up a
thing.
lot of buried secrets.
The faces look more cartoony than I remember Dragon Age looking.
Yeah.
That might just be this choice of animation.
And a pack of demons.
There needs to be more than one warden. The Darkspawn were the coolest enemy.
Right. We'll need someone with fire in their blood.
Canary were cool.
One more thing.
Maybe they're going to be playable
This
again.
crew needs a leader. Someone we can count on. Someone that the world can count on.
I'd very much like to know what the threat is.
Where are we gonna find her?
All these questions will be answered, I'm sure, on Tuesday. Maybe that's gameplay? That's not gameplay though, is it? It's still an animation. I don't think we got gameplay. Yeah, gameplay premiere on the 11th, right? That's fine. That's fine. We're going to be covering that. But that looked pretty cool. That did look pretty cool. What else? What else? I mean, obviously we're going to talk about Gears. The indie stuff looked rough. I'm going to be honest. It looked cool. It felt like indie. The music was great. Troy's acting was great. I think it's just the art style choice. It just feels slightly jarring, but we need to see more of it. This one caught me by surprise. No, we'll do... there's so many to choose from. It was such a good showcase. Let's do this one. This is a longer one. So this is finally having been revealed. It's Perfect Dark. It's not Perfect Dark 2. They've finally revealed some gameplay for this. This looks really cool.
Tracking his whereabouts.
Let's go back to the start. This gives me that spy espionage feel that I really wanted.
Your target is in possession of a radioactive device. Stop Carrington's attack
It isn't
at all costs.
Alpha Protocol 2,
Agent.
but it gave me those vibes. I know it's a different style of game,
Instinct.
but I think this looks really cool.
I could see the world differently. I thought it would be like any other mission.
And I kind of love the Eden in the middle of a desert with the howling storms and
I was
things.
wrong.
I'm sure that's Haley Atwell.
Welcome to Garden City, where it's a pleasant 23 degrees all day, every day.
How far to his last known location?
Local forces are also tracking his whereabouts.
It looks very pretty.
You need to find him before they do.
I'll have to improvise.
And I love that it's still first person.
Voice print.
ارسل واحدا آخر.
Very sneaky spy stuff.
What readings are you getting?
We are getting odd readings from your monitor. Can you confirm?
That's
I'm looking
cool.
at the
Like
screen right
using elements and audio beeps and things to play into the stealth
Our intel
vibe.
places Carrington on the second floor.
On the life we think we know
And for first person, the movement looks pretty good as well.
turns out to be a lie.
Mirror's Edge vibes, definitely.
There's only one
But
way
this looks
forward.
good. Very
Find
pretty.
the truth.
Very, very pretty.
Scan's clear. I'm going in blind. Carrington! Damn it!
The do like a combat
Analyze.
slide,
What am I
I have to
looking at
say.
here?
Carrington appears to be targeting a research facility. If he attacks it, the casualties could be astronomical.
Agent Stark, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Interesting that he didn't show his eyes.
I could use someone with your skills.
That looked fluid. It looked like a cutscene, but it looked fluid. This is gameplay though. Time slowed then. Interesting.
I had to lose everything.
Using the environment is cool as
before
well.
I could see.
And I hope those takedowns are as fluid as they look.
What this world was really hiding.
I hope you're ready,
And then it
Agent
goes
Stark.
super weird.
Are you all seeing this?
A little bit Stranger Things.
Once you open this door, there's no going back.
I'm not well versed in Perfect Dark. That looks really good. Did they say... No, there's no date. Ah, I thought there was a date. It's going to be 2024. There is a pre-show. Right, we'll jump into this then.
Take a moment to reflect on the biggest games, genres, hardware, and happenings that shaped PC.
I thought there was a pre-show.
over the last 10 years. Moment number 10.
But I didn't get to talk
The
about
Witcher 3 was
Gears.
a universally loved generational RPG. So let's hear what was so significant about Steve.
This audio sounds a little off.
Aside from Geralt being in the bath and
Geralt?
obviously
Who's
going back to
Geralt?
that scene over and over again. In fact, let's head to TED while I just get my PC out.
I was way more excited for Dragon Age Inquisition at the time, and I came to The Witcher 3 late. I got it as a Christmas gift from my parents that year. It was the first time I stayed up to 4 a.m. playing a video game by accident in I don't know how long. Like,
Wasn't the
I
first time I'd done that, but
loved
yeah.
that game.
It
And
was so
there was
good.
always one forum guy who would be like, why don't they make like an open world game like the Elder Scrolls, but with like BioWare writing? And it's like, gee, man, why don't they? And they did.
The thing The Witcher managed to really nail was bringing Polish folklore to the masses. I remember playing it and I was like, these monsters are like pretty cool, really, aren't they? And then I went and read the books and I was like, oh, this is all like really faithful
I need to read the books.
Polish folklore. This is actually
Really need to read the books.
to have a game that was so well received and for it to be about quite like a niche section of folklore is awesome. I love that.
It was like everything I think on paper I'd ever loved or ever wanted from an RPG. Still love that game. Still revisit it.
We're going to go back to The Witcher at some point.
Years or so. I gotta get my fix.
Thanks, Ted. Stick around though. This isn't the only RPG that has raised the bar for single-player storytelling. Next on our list, a hardware innovation that has quietly made everything better for millions of PC gamers. Moment number 9.
Is this like the best moments of the PC gaming show or something?
Advances to PC gaming over the years, but few compete with the advent of DLSS.
I think it's had a bigger impact than people actually expected it to. I think when it came out, it kind of got overshadowed by ray tracing and other technologies. Whereas DLSS has crept up on us and has actually been the more important, the more impactful thing. You know, you're taking a frame at a lower resolution than what you'd normally intend to run it at. You're upscaling it, but you're saving that performance. And so you just end up with more performance, and it feels like a free upgrade. It's a technology that has sort of become vital in running some modern games.
I think of DLSS
Yeah.
as one of the most significant steps of like the
And
25 years.
Cyberpunk was something that really seemed to push this stuff.
As graphics got more and more
Eventually.
detailed, it became more of a burden for our GPUs
You
to
can see the
render
difference.
games. The solution to that was building some kind of specialized hardware.
That lets us have better effects. We can do things like ray tracing and lots and lots of expensive transparency effects that typically would cause us to run out of fill rate essentially on the
Cool.
hardware, so that we wouldn't be able to.
I'd love
render
to
those
say I
effects at
understand
4K effectively.
what they're
Better image
talking about,
quality
but I don't.
And,
It's
really just
fascinating,
improve
but I've got
frame
no clue.
rates for that given image quality too.
Now, we all love a comeback story, don't we? And the next game in our look back at the last 10 years of PC gaming rode expectations that were taller than a sandworm. It definitely got knocked off the sandy steed when the game released, but gosh darn it, it got back on. Moment number 8.
The Fallen Horizon, No Man's Sky. Okay,
sort
cool.
of like a tipping point game for this
Dragon
idea
Age
of,
Origins
like,
should all
the
still be on the
everything
channel.
game, that,
You should
like,
still be able to watch
were
it, Catherine,
so
if you wanted
excited
to.
about the potential and really craved this idea of like, this world you could be in and do like every activity you can imagine. And
Did
it
I
turned
make a
out they had
playlist?
way
Because if I didn't,
overpromised
that's
what
on
you were
me.
gonna
I should
actually
have.
be able to do in No Man's Sky, right? Which was ultimately a game made by a very small group of people.
Let's see.
From players online when a game does not offer what they've been led to expect. People got really, really angry. That was not a happy moment, right? But I think at the same time, No Man's Sky has ended up being
there's a
kind
playlist of all the
best
streams.
example of a game studio just buckling down and building out every feature that they had promised, that they had
Let me see if I can grab it for you.
expected, and then way more.
I'll give you something else to watch when you
building on it.
I think at this point
you
we're
need
definitely in
something.
an era where a majority of games, from the biggest competitive multiplayer games to smaller games from small studios, single player stuff, like it's all kind of expected to transform over time in some way. And that whole possibility owes a lot to the progression No Man's Sky made to this redemption story of success. Certainly, early access is one of the biggest examples of this, an extension of kind of the groundwork that No Man's Sky laid.
That should be
With
it.
early
Yeah,
access
it's the
being
full game and the DLC.
Kind of permission that games give themselves to be less than perfect at launch. And improve
it's
over time.
I think No Man's Sky
all the story. Obviously, my interpretation and my way of playing through the story with my character. With I think it was Todd, the hero of Ferelden. Obviously, but yeah, that if you wanted to watch it all, it's all there.
How hard and how much time it takes to build that.
It should all be there. Videos. There's 23 videos, right?
Do it with 7 more years of work.
Yeah. So it's all in order.
Here's a subject I know a little bit about, unless you've read it recently, in which case I know absolutely nothing.
And then
But I
there's
have had a front
the
row seat
DLC
to some of the
played
biggest
in order of the
successes
DLC that it should be played in.
And the last 10 years have been extraordinarily good for competitive gaming. You
I
might
think.
have heard recently that the
Yeah,
esports
it's all
bubble
there
is
for you to check out if you wanted to.
burst, but it's a phoenix. It's coming back from the grassroots ashes, and what we're seeing are publishers giving their games to tournament organisers and to the fans and getting
I think-
them put on new tournament circuits, and that is really how you grow and sustain.
I think I'm going to do it again.
Experts run them and having the best players in the world want to play in them. So I can't wait to be front row at a few more tournaments in future. But hold on.
No,
I
we
know
might do
someone
Dragon
else
Age
who knows
2.
esports inside and out.
Maybe.
Sean, how's it going
We're
over
probably
there
going to
in
do
the
Inquisition at some point.
Frankie, I'm doing great. I'm still getting all dolled up for the show later today.
Looking good, Sean. But do you mind sparing a crumb of esports knowledge?
Frankie, I would be delighted to, even though I look a little ridiculous right now.
What do you
I
make
don't know
of the
what's
last
going on
10
with
years?
Frankie's mic,
Last
but
10 years
it's
of esports has been wild. Once the Overwatch
it sounds like it's in.
scene and all of a sudden teams were entering in for
I don't know. There's something off with it.
just to participate. It had this massive ripple effect across the entire industry, where you started to see.
We'll see what the new
valuations
Dragon
spiking,
Age is like.
Salaries for players spiking.
If
new
it really
leagues
captures
coming
my
out of nowhere
imagination
that
on
also had
Tuesday,
multi-million-dollar entries.
we'll
And
probably
then
jump
last
into
few
it a
years,
lot
we've seen
sooner.
a
But it's coming out
collapse
soon,
in
so there might not be time because I've got Kingdom Come to play as well.
Is really sad and is really unfortunate.
And that's out this year. There's so much coming out this year.
One thing that continues to grow.
All of a sudden, October and November are looking jam-packed.
When I first started watching, YouTube didn't even exist, and it still warms my heart, despite all the turmoil that's happened, just how much esports has grown and how much more it's going to grow.
Great
Yeah,
to hear
esports is
from my buddy
huge.
and yours, Day 9, who'll host
I love
this
a-
gaming show in not too long. Our
Love a
next moment is
little bit
barely
of
in the rearview
Gears
mirror,
of
having wrapped up
Gears of
the
Halo
Game of the
esports.
Year award in 2023, along with many others. Moment number 6.
I've not played
When it
much
comes to
Kingdom Come. I think I've spent about an hour in it.
A natural 20 on the genre, creating
Years
a game
ago.
that has had
Years
both
ago.
immense
The lockpicking
fan
I
and
hate,
critical acclaim.
but
don't just
the
take
trailer
my
for
word
the
for it.
second one looks
Here
so
to share
good.
his thoughts is Astarion himself.
The writing was so good, the acting was so great for so many different hundreds of actors that I think it was a pivotal moment in gaming standards.
Yeah,
and I think it can be
absolutely.
seen for a long time as you can achieve this in games. It's one of those games that has given the player so much agency and freedom of choice to represent themselves in the game and be represented by the game the other way around, with people talking to you with preferred pronouns or your sexuality, etc., and your personal choices, good, dark, in between, grey area. It's one of those games that has done more than I think most games to give you that agency and freedom of choice.
It gives us
It's
like
definitely
this
up
type
there
of freedom where we can kind of play
with Mass Effect. I
however
think Mass
we
Effect
want. There's
laid
no
the groundwork
like
for
one
that.
specific way to play, which is why I think, I mean, it won Game of the Year for a reason. The amount of love and dedication for like the level designs, the challenges, the campaign, or even just the voice actors themselves, you can really see that they put a lot of love to this project.
As performer, to be able to play every kind of iteration you could possibly imagine of the character is an incredible experience, because you don't just get to play one version of the character, you get to play every version of the character, which is beautifully indulgent and really wonderful.
Thank you so much to Neil.
Neil obviously loved his time there making Astarion. He has such a connection to that character, and in return that character has given him back.
Moment number 5. When we talk about gaming as a medium, what's so interesting now is how blurred the line is between playing a game and watching it. Let's see what our experts have to add to that.
I don't think I've bought a game in the last few years without first watching someone play it on Twitch. It was my personal gateway into PC gaming specifically. I started to discover RP servers for games like Atlas, Red Dead and GTA. I watched modded gameplay of games like Skyrim and Minecraft and found
Those for modded
specific
stuff,
PC
yeah, I
games
get that.
I wanted
We'll
to
be
try
stuck in traffic.
more than anything. Like at the time, RimWorld.
Tell him to
I
put the
discovered
stream
a
on, it'll
whole
keep him
new
company.
world through watching Twitch streamers play games. A world
Stormgate looks
I
good.
wanted
We're
be
going
a
to see
part
that
of.
tonight.
Playing games and then watching other people play them deepens and enriches the experience that I have just engaging with games in general. And there's the element of
I think that's
community.
true.
It's so much fun to play a game and then just celebrate how much we love it with other people. And being in a chat and seeing someone else appreciate something that you love is just always a heartening thing to experience.
We have almost reached the start.
Yeah,
of
I like
Game
it's
Show,
the
where we'll
connection
have
that
dozens of new game trailers
that
and
it gives you
exclusive interviews, so
with your
stay
audience, what you're playing and showcasing
As
what you
we look
love.
back at this golden era of PC gaming, naturally we lock eyes with some pretty big elephants in the room. Or actually, is that a llama? Moment number 4. You might be thinking that Fortnite is just for your nephew or for your kids, but let me tell you, as someone who hosts the Fortnite Championship Series, you'd be right, it's only 19-year-olds winning millions of dollars, but it's very fun to play with your friends. Here to tell us more about Fortnite are some real experts.
Too much
the first
building.
commercial battle royale to really make a mark. I think
Too much
PUBG
building in
kind
it.
of
I know
left a
none of
mark
that's
that was
gone,
everywhere.
but
Fortnite launched and honestly was like terrible at launch. It was just a kind of crafting survival game. I think something that a lot of people don't really talk about, and the thing that's most exciting about its impact though, is that one, it introduced crossplay to everyone. Like Tim Sweeney and Epic really fought to make it so that every platform could play together, and now crossplay feels like kind of a standard thing for a lot of games. Which is great, obviously, for us on the PC, because then people can play with us without us having to go to the lesser platforms, obviously. But but the other thing that it did really well is they introduced licensing into games in a way that's really interesting. Oh, hey, I'm playing Fortnite with my friend the Xenomorph and RoboCop and you know, any Marvel superhero you want.
Yeah, it's mad. Absolutely mad.
This era of gaming is it's a time when the corporate titans like Fortnite coexist with the comparatively smaller games made by smaller teams, or even a particularly talented solo developer.
Manolords.
Moment number 3. If the idea of battling Illithids, quickscoping scrubs, or slaying monsters isn't your cup of tea, then
Maybe.
luckily for you, the last 10 years has seen the rise of the cozy game genre. To tell us more,
Well, cozy,
here's
yeah,
Laura
okay.
Morton from PC Gamer.
I think Stardew Valley really just nails the customization element and letting you have so many paths through the same game. Like, it was definitely the seed for like a type of game that had never been big on PC before.
It's
And it was
changed
definitely
the gaming
starting
world
looking for
in
more
its own way.
wholesome games, cozy games, like proved that there were enough people looking for that like chill cultivating experience that they could make a game like that level of sensation that Stardew Valley became like sort of overnight. It felt like everybody who plays has strong opinions about who they should romance, whether they should go with the community center route or the Joja Mart route. You know, whether
community
you wanna
center
be
every time.
a fisher or a rancher or like some other path through the game, and you have so much control over your environment, how you want it to look. It just gives you that sense of like personalization and making a space yours that doesn't get old.
Yeah,
really.
it's a super chill out game.
Doesn't it make a nice
I play it when I just don't want to think about anything. Just put it on and just play. It's so easy.
Moment number 2.
This girl has it. You mean the presenter, Frankie?
Back in my day, communicating with our gaming friends
She's,
over voice chat wasn't exactly simple. We had to hear our teammates
I'm sure she's been a presenter on British TV as well, and she's moved into the gaming space. Stardew Valley.
And all I can say,
The greatest cozy farming sim of all time.
Discord, there was TeamSpeak, we had Mumble, we had Pigeon, and it took an army of nerds to be able to put it together. And with Discord, like, anybody can just join it if you have a phone or a PC.
Yeah,
Discord
Discord's
is just
huge.
there. I don't know why it didn't exist beforehand, but like it's just been a godsend, honestly.
The thing about Discord for me as an independent developer is it's really made getting like live conversations with our community going so seamless and easy, because everybody who talks about games is already on Discord. Amazing. And we have 10,000 people in our Discord. That's nuts. The problem for me with Discord is that if you have just 12 people in a Discord and they're all talking to each other, you're going to get drama. So it's like the challenge for indie game developers is, yes, it's this incredible tool. It's totally low-hanging fruit. Everyone has it.
Have you never heard of Stardew Valley?
Give resource to it.
It's been around for about a decade.
And it's
Brilliant. Super
it's
chilled out.
demanding. It's demanding. But I love my Discord, and they're my little freaks. So I wouldn't give them up for anything. We have also kept our forums open at the same time, though, just to like play the field.
chatting with your friends online has never been
Yeah, I need to make a Discord for TOD Plays Games, I
And
think.
now the number
Well, both.
one moment
The
of
collective.
last decade.
Both
All right,
channels.
We're nearly ready to start the PC gaming show. Who's ready? Actually, is our host ready? Let's check on him.
Hey.
Hey, Sean. How's it looking over there, buddy? You got your hosting pants on yet?
Frankie, indeed, I am wearing pants, but you just can't rush this kind of beauty.
Sean, I know you're already hosting the show along with our friend Mika Burton, but can we steal a moment?
Oh,
to
Mika
discuss
Burton's
what,
on.
You know, the
Interesting.
most historically significant thing that's happened in PC gaming since 2015?
For our 10th anniversary, Frankie, I wouldn't miss it for the world. Because when you think about a brand new release, it's trying to do something more, bigger explosions, better graphics, maybe pushing some technical thing to the limit. Like
For
PUBG
the last 10 years, Battle Royale? Really? Has it changed the genre so quickly?
Then Fortnite switches its core gameplay away from that build a base and defend things at night into a Battle Royale and becomes the #1 game in the world. And I think that it was so impactful because it was like watching the birth of a new genre.
That's
People that
true.
did not
Yeah,
play
that's
shooting
true.
games like me had such clarity as to what you needed to be doing at all points in time, and there's 100 people in the game. I mean, again, I don't think that I've played something that compelling since.
Thank you so much to Sean and all of our other
I
experts
don't know.
for sharing
I've
their
enjoyed
biggest
them,
moments
but
with us. Read more about the 10 biggest moments in the last
Don't know.
decade of PC gaming on PCGamer.com.
I've not been PC gaming for 10 years, but
PCGamingShow.
I don't know. Surely it's the graphics. It talks about the graphics boosts. Who knows? Right, we're finally getting into the gaming show. I'm expecting some indies, I'm expecting some big stuff. Hopefully a good mix of things. And hopefully a little bit of fun from Sean as well. If I start to go quiet, it's because my voice is finally giving up. It's only for mature audiences again. Sorry, folks. Don't think I'm old enough to watch this. I'm certainly not mature.
It is my pleasure to welcome you to the PC Gaming Show 2024. Once again, I'm absolutely thrilled to be your host. My name is Sean Day9 Plot. We've got another great show for you, packed with trailers, exclusives, and lots of surprises, but here is what I'm most excited about. Joining me once again is the inimitable Mika Burton. Get in here, Mika.
I'm on my way.
Take
Thank
it away,
you, Sean. I am so glad to be here and be a part of this milestone in the history of the PC gaming show. Seriously, like a whole decade covering the ever-changing landscape of PC gaming and all of the incredible games during that time. That's pretty impressive.
We've had a good run. 10 years is a long time, and if this show was a child, it would be slamming doors and belittling me in public and still asking for V-Bucks in Fortnite.
Yeah, Well, before we take a look at the future of PC gaming, let's get a bit nostalgic and take a look back at some of our favorite moments from the last 10 years of the show.
Oh, dude. Cue the emotive montage music.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Well, over the years, we've featured so many great games, some of which got their start right
Deus
here
Ex.
on the PC Gaming
Yeah.
Show. So, who remembers some of those gems?
I mean, I remember in 2021 when we turned a graphics card into a spaceship, or when we did various attempts to replace our host with artificial intelligence. It was an innocent time. We were so young and naive back then.
We sure were. And what about way back when the PC Gaming Show was live, and we had developers like Dean Hall and Warren Spector?
That's
and,
cool.
Oh my God, look at baby Dana.
Actually
and I
being
still look
live.
like that.
I mean,
And who could forget the PC Gaming Show 1969, live streaming from a surface of a little white rock that we call the moon?
hey, what?
Wow. I don't know if it's my dwindling oxygen levels or the fact that my internal organs are floating weightlessly around my body. Man, this game is making me feel very dizzy with excitement. Houston, anything new on the RPG front?
Hey, what?
And who could forget the PC Gaming Show 1350, a personal favorite of mine? Now, for fans of sticks and pebbles, prepare to lose thy stools for sticks and pebbles too. Developed by peasants and published by Microsoft. Simply boil some water to access it on Steam.
Sean, you know some of those things didn't really happen, right?
Oh, of course, Mika. I know. I'm not an idiot. Moon landing, sure.
Well, we have some more exciting news. No 10th anniversary show would be complete without our favorite Brit and gaming goddess. It's none other than Frankie Ward.
Thank you so much, Mika. It's great to see you and Sean again. And to celebrate 10 years, I even got us a little cake. But I do think I speak for everyone watching when I say, could you two stop goofing around and just get to the trailers already?
Well, in a second. But Frankie, riddle me this. Why aren't you, like, here with us?
Well, I'm kind of expecting a pretty special delivery.
Oh, I get you. Big Amazon orders.
Yeah,
Can't
makes
miss
sense,
those.
yeah.
Sometimes you have to sign.
Right? Something a little more important. I'll be here with my unborn mind flayer having a watch party. And I'm just gonna chill out here on the couch, have some snacks, and be on hand to jump in whenever the mood takes me. Also, why are you standing there like a couple of lemons anyway? You should take a page from my book and take a load off.
How many takes did that one take?
Ooh, hey, Frankie, I think you're onto something. I mean, this is way better.
Yeah, thank you, Frankie. And
fancy
you know what? Thank you,
stage.
chair scientists everywhere.
I'm glad you're both comfortable because we've got a great show today. Trailers to the most exciting upcoming PC games, exclusive world premiere announcements of brand new games, interviews and behind-the-scenes looks at upcoming releases, and lots more.
But first,
Sounds good.
let's kick off this year's 2024 PC Gaming Show with 3 huge world premiere announcements. Here we go.
I'm slightly confused. First-person farming sim. Interesting. Or like a cozy farming sim, I guess. Doing it in first person's an interesting take. Eat it, eat it, eat it. Is it first person? It has to be, because that's gameplay. No, third person animal riding. Well, weird little world. Among the Wild. Interesting idea, for sure.
From the creators of Dolph-Romantic and Kurzgesagt comes a new game in space.
Well, I do like space.
The Starbirds. Help them claim nearby asteroids. You'll need to build stuff. You'll need to gather stuff.
I'm getting Starfield flashbacks.
Connect stuff to other stuff.
I'm really getting Starfield flashbacks.
Stuff. To advance your technology and reach for the stars. Explore countless asteroids. They're packed with resources.
Starfield, but cute.
Shapes and sizes. Stay curious. You never know what you may find. Starbirds, coming to a solar system near you. Wishlist now on Steam.
Weird. Again, we seem to be starting with the smaller, cozy games. A 16-bit survival game. It might be better than Starfield, yeah, you're right. This isn't for me, because I don't gel well with the 16-bit graphic style anymore. But it looks cool. Lawn Vale. Just the monsters and things.
Wow, Lorne Vale looks great. A fantasy world with post-apocalyptic vibes, guns, but also magic. Sign me the
Feels a bit
heck up.
Mad Max
and
plus.
Actually, Mika, question for you.
Mad Max plus
What do you think
Dune.
you would become in a lawless fantasy world? Seriously.
Well, I could see myself as like a ruthless bounty hunter, blasting away hordes of enemies with a six-shooter, or maybe I'd become a silver-tongued traitor, you know, talking my way out of dangerous situations.
Wait, but what about me?
For you, I picture a dead body, you know?
Oh, well, that makes sense. I mean, I would die quickly.
Yeah.
People have always said I look like the Disco Elysium bloated corpse.
Right? It really checks out. Well, in Lorne Vale, it looks like both of our visions can come true. Hey, now, Sean, since we're talking about fantasy games, lots of them let you practice alchemy, right? But how about a tycoon game that lets you practice alchemy?
Oh, Mika, is your clever wordplay indicative of
Brewing
me getting to
game.
brew my own beer?
You are so right, Sean. It is, but more than just that. In our next game, you build and manage a monastery, keep your monks happy, and create your very own ale recipes.
Oh,
I don't want to like it, but I'm already sold.
That caters to my desire for medieval, mead-based monastery management.
Roll out the barrels as we raise a goblet or two to Ale Abbey.
Nice art style. Cool. I want to brew beer. Honeyed ale. That's mead. It's starting to look too complex for my brain. But I like the idea. I'd rather just brew real beer though. It's probably more fun. Streets of Rogue 2. Yeah, this looked good. I told the guys about it a long time ago and they didn't seem that interested. It looked like a really fun... Why am I not writing this stuff down again? I should be writing this down. You know what, I haven't missed anything yet. I did mess up on the Xbox showcase there. Was it Streets? No, Streets of Rogue, not Streets of Rage. That's something else entirely. It just looked like a fun co-op. Pretty simple.
It's time, Red.
I told you, my name is Ringo.
Tell me again, how does this thing work?
You just have to combine the words. Like this. Super Fire King! Crown your weakness.
To be fair,
Careful with the face.
I have said quite a few times this weekend, why can't we have games that use 2D animation stuff?
Seems that way.
And why can't that just be the gameplay? These guys have actually done that. It's not a game I'd want to play, but I appreciate that they've actually done it as the proper style, and their trailers are in the same art style. I appreciate that. Brother-in-law Bruce Beer had an accident in the spare room. Yeah, they get quite pressurized, those kegs. Yeah, I bet that was fun to clean up.
Coming up in the PC Gaming Show.
You seen the frog one before? I think we've seen that before. New Football Manager? We're still getting lots of farming sims. Chaotic farming in a wobbly world. It's an interesting take on the genre, I'll give you that. Weird. Although, I like the idea of slinging things across your farmyard with a cannon. Comics? No. My knowledge of anime is exceptionally limited. And I never really got into comics or graphic novels. I think I've only ever read like 3. One of them being Watchmen, and that's like it. Just never really experienced it as a child, and therefore as an adult I just never got into it.
Zoe, I was beginning to think you'd never make it.
Although, like, the films of them I've seen, and some of them I've enjoyed.
For answers. For you, these centuries would have passed in an instant. I once served your father. I helped him lay the groundwork for everything you see here. I am Savi. Welcome, Zoe.
Steel Seed. We've seen Steel Seed before, haven't we? Although that looked entirely different. Interesting. I'll put it on the list. This is another one that's going with the 2D art style that's really cool. Closest I kind of get to that kind of sort of graphic novel, comics, anime stuff is 90s kids cartoons. This looks fun. Oh my god. Why is it that harpoons just seem so deadly? Fallen Aces. Oh, it's episodic.
Thugs like you were all the same.
Well, there is an offer that you can't refuse. So, how about you, good fella?
I look fun.
Are you ready to get your
Quirky.
knuckles bloody with fallen aces?
Well, Mika, I'd rather use a lead pipe. You know, because I have these fragile RTS digits.
Yeah, okay. Well, good news, Sean. You will
Funky
recognize
gangster
our next
style.
game, Stormgate, a real-time
Yes,
strategy
Stormgate
game.
looks
And
interesting.
it's giving off some big StarCraft vibes, which is not surprising since it's being made by a team of former StarCraft developers. And hey, Sean.
Yeah.
You played StarCraft like an hour or two, right?
Oh, yes, Mika. I've played maybe even 3 hours. I even dipped a toe in a little bit.
Crazy.
But now for all you RTS fans out there, heads up, because with Stormgate, we've got a lot more than just a trailer. We visited the developer Frost Giant Studios
Cool,
for a
because
close-up
we've
look
seen this
at
quite a
new
lot.
RTS. So get those hand
It's gotta
stretches
be close
going,
to launch.
prop up your gaming chair and stay hydrated. Prepare to do battle in Stormgate.
I'm not an RTS fan as such. Like, the only ones I've really
Before
cared for was the
Infernals
Halo
invaded
ones.
us on Earth,
because it's Halo.
and destroyed human civilization.
But this looks
They
really
engaged
cool.
in battle with their sworn enemies, the Celestial Armada. Angelic form merged with advanced technology. The Celestials fight unlike anything we've seen, harnessing both light and darkness. They have new ways to mine resources and centralized army production. Their flying arc ship cascades power, which they use to expand infrastructure, energize their army.
So,
and enhance
you're telling me
their
there's moving
abilities.
targets? News tower. Yeah, that looked fun.
Now, the Celestial Armada is here. Earth is the latest battleground. And the war, it's just getting started.
Oh, it's coming out in July, okay.
The Celestial Armada is this dying alien race that is moving through the galaxy, and they are ancient beings that stretch back to the origins of the universe itself. And everything from their beings
So
to their
it's
civilization to where they live is
fairly
technologically
simple
driven.
scope then.
And we love playing into that mechanically with how they express themselves on the battlefield in the game. With each faction that we develop, we start with a core identity. The Vanguard, we have this plucky human resistance. They're about adaptability, and with the Infernals, we really
That
explored
sounds
the
cool.
idea of a unit-focused faction that could have a different way of summoning their troops into the battlefield. With the Celestials, when we started out, we really wanted to push a lot of boundaries, and we thought, how can we make a
The Infernal stuff
building-focused
looks cooler.
faction? And also a faction that introduces map-wide mobility. They are anchored by this idea that they're descending into the atmosphere from the Celestial Armada. And so when you're playing as this faction and can build structures all across the map in different places very easily, in many ways it becomes this strategic dance about where the conflict is playing out on a map. So we've kind of shifted the focus onto the buildings themselves. There's going to be a lot of emergent gameplay that players will discover on their own that we are not planning for. And that's actually what we want from the Celestials. Is we want to give players a bunch of options, a bunch of flexibility, and a bunch of interesting toys to play with, and then see what comes out the other side. And if you're the type of player that really likes coming up with this innovative way to outsmart opponents, the Celestial faction is designed for you.
Don't
With
think I could play that and
Celestials,
outsmart
we've
anyone, I'll be
really
honest, but
done something that is pure original thinking from this team that is not something that we've seen before in
it
a
still
real-time
looks
strategy.
very
And it took a lot of
StarCraft.
iteration to get to
Like
the
the
point
design
that it
ethos,
felt balanced
characters,
and where
the
it
art
felt
style.
correctly comparable to the other two races.
You can see what they've...
Stormgate is a Blizzard-style
loosely based it on.
So by saying that we're continuing the legacy of Warcraft and StarCraft, we're really looking at that core RTS experience. But we really believe that even within a Blizzard-style RTS, there's a lot
Which one
of
was Skylanders?
There's a lot of creative boundaries.
Is that the
can
one
be
with
pushed
Spyro?
To bring new styles of play and new experiences for players.
Where you
And
had
so
the,
we are really excited
you had
about
like little
bringing a lot
miniatures
of
you
new
put on a thing,
ideas into the genre.
like the Disney thing.
We want you to have this asymmetric experience where playing one faction or another faction really feels almost like a different game entirely.
That's how
Our
different
technology
factions should
runs
feel.
at a higher tick rate than any real-time strategy game that's ever come before. In a nutshell, essentially what that means is, as a player, the time between clicking and seeing their actions take place is faster than any other RTS game that's really ever come out. As a player, it just feels really, really good to play.
It's called
One of the
modernizing.
biggest design challenges that we faced with Stormgate is creating a game that maintains the high skill gameplay that has been the heart of RTS for so long, but still provides an on-ramp for new players coming in.
Yeah, if they get this right for the competitive side of things, this could be a huge
good and
esport.
appealing thing. We never want to water down that aspect of RTS, but we talk a lot about lowering the skill floor, which means making it more approachable for new players coming in without taking away the high skill elements of the game that make RTS so exciting. Early access is much more about bringing the community along with us and benefiting from that feedback that the community provides us to really make the game what they tell us they want. We've been having conversations with the community, and together, hopefully, that we really are able to craft something that feels collaborative. We're sharing it at a much earlier stage than any game that we've worked on in the past. But it is a better way to make games. I believe that Stormgate, as it evolves, will turn into something that is literally the best game that we've ever worked on as a result.
We hope you've enjoyed this exclusive first look.
They're
at our
really laying it
Celestial
on thick with this,
Stormgate's
and every
free
time
to
I've seen
play.
them talk
It's
about it,
available
they've
to
laid it
everyone.
on
We'll be
thick.
launching fully into early access on August 13th.
But honestly,
but you can join us
if they do
before then
half
on
of what
July
they're
30th
teasing,
by going to
this
Steam
is
and
probably
picking
going
up
to be
one of
quite
our
big.
bundles that's available today.
All right, thanks for dropping by, Catherine. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Well, douse me in ethereal light and mine my minerals. I am beyond excited for Stormgate.
Hey, Sean, if you're excited for RTS
it intrigues
Madness,
me.
wait until you hear this. I've been using
But
pretzels
it's not
to
the
scoop up
kind of
my ice
game
cream
that
instead of a
I'd
spoon.
usually
Pretzels.
play.
They're like spoons you can eat.
Oh, solid logic, Frankie, but why are you telling me this now?
It's strategy, Sean. Optimum watch party strategy. No spoons, nothing to wash later. Get it? Here is another example. Let's say someone knocks on my door during the watch party. A regular person would get up and answer the door, but me? I just hurl this brick through my front window, and whoever was knocking runs away in terror. Bricks, they're like spoons you can throw.
I feel like I'm really starting to get you, Frankie. A window brick sounds totally overpowered. I think you're onto something.
My point is this. It's a really exciting time for strategy games on PC, and we've got so many more to show you today.
I want the strategy game where you
now.
throw bricks through windows.
All you turn-based tactics fanatics out there do not want to miss this next one.
War on Mars. Mars Tactics. I thought we were going Red Faction then. Anybody remember Red Faction? Played so much Red Faction 2. But I don't remember much about it. Other than I had a hammer and I was breaking things and there was a really cool rocket launcher. I wonder if it's still available. It might be on back compat. I'm gonna be honest, this isn't doing anything for me. Which is a shame. I'm assuming that there's a multiplayer element to that. But it doesn't grab me. Toads of the Bayou. Maybe we haven't seen this. Again, there's a lot of games that are bringing in this card mechanic. I'm not against it. It's not something that I'm into. But I absolutely am not against it. More variety, more diversity. It's a cool design. It's a cool art style. Like, the art on the cards is cool. And why frogs? Why toads? Madness. It looks mad. But again, I think that'll do quite well. I think there'll be quite an audience for that.
When the demon looked upon the earth, it was the look of death.
So Kamla is really trying to summon a demon from another dimension.
Hellboy.
What a twat.
The primary mission is to sabotage Kamla's operation at
Maybe
any
not.
cost. What a splendid hiding place.
How about a little switcheroo?
You got equipped with thinamajigs too.
You're not the only one with tricks up your sleeve.
Tight passages, traversing the rooftops.
This has a real quirky vibe to it.
Don't mind me.
Did you just melt it?
It's an incredibly complicated chemical reaction. But yes.
Wow. That's terrifying.
Impressive.
Terrifying.
It has its uses.
I've got
Well,
glimpses
where
of a
about?
strange machine he's been working on. I have no idea what it does.
We'll keep it simple then. Stab and shoot our way to the off button.
I'm getting... I can't remember what it's called now. We played it not long ago.
They said that a career in
It
archaeology would
reminds
be
me of something very similar, set in the 30s, that was trying to stop a doomsday. Sumerian 6. That looks cool. That looked fun. I'm having that one. I'm writing that down.
Stealth Tactics, a ragtag group of scientists, and a werebear. What a great world premiere trailer. And speaking of trailers, Mika, we've had a ton of them on the PC gaming show over the last 10 years. You want to hear some stats?
Oh my god, is Master Chief a Covenant killing machine?
Has and always will be, Mika. And in the first 10 years of this show, we piped into your hungry little eyeballs.
I like Halo.
79,000
I like Halo references.
exclusive PC
Why has the PC gaming show had more references to Halo than the Xbox show?
And that's not all, Sean. We have worked
Microsoft?
closely with developers to provide exclusive
Please tell me why.
behind-the-scenes content and showcase some of the
Stop
most
killing
exciting
Halo.
games of the past decade.
But
all
get
of
back
which
to the
can
fun
be found
stuff
over on
before
our
I get
store.
riled up again.
Indeed, and hey, how about a few more of those stats?
Ooh.
According to chat, a whopping 98.7% of viewers tuned in live right now want us to hurry up and get on with the next trailer. So hey, can't argue with facts.
No, you can't.
Hey PC gamers, my name is Dave and I'm the director at Mighty Yell, and if you know us, you know we like to make things that are weird, uplifting, and fun. With those things in mind, I cannot wait to show you our brand new expressive dance battle adventure, All Systems Dance. All Systems Dance takes the fun
Not what I was
of freely
expecting.
dancing and moving through a space, combines it with some tense arena combat and a heartfelt and funny story, all in the name of taking down an evil corporation. Look, we wanted to make a game about dance because, well, we're not the greatest dancers. I'm not. But that doesn't matter. The thing about dance is that everyone can dance. And if everyone can dance, and dance is what you need to save the world, then maybe everyone can save the world. I'm going to let the teaser speak for itself, but please go to allsystemsdance.com for more information. Thank you for watching this, for being a part of this with us. And remember, the revolution will not be choreographed.
That's
Welcome
cool.
to Port Tomorrow, a perfect place for every Whoosh
Oh,
citizen.
we've
to
seen this
work,
already.
socialize,
Yeah,
and
this looked
relax.
weird.
We here at Whoosh have thought of everything, so you never have to.
Don't believe their marketing and don't believe their messaging. This is the face of Whoosh. Look around. We are all trapped here on this island. We are being watched and we have to fight back. I know they outnumber us, but we've discovered their weakness. Their weakness is dance. Dance reprograms them. Dance makes them see us as more than just a number on a
saw this
spreadsheet. You
yesterday.
have to dance. You have to dance like your life depends on it. Take back control, free yourself, and feel the movement. The revolution will not be choreographed.
Not for me, but I bet it does well. It's a quirky idea. Not Max. I'm getting like Destruction Derby vibes, but bigger. I'm guessing Battle Royale. Is that a... That's a ship on wheels. Wacky. Fumes. Wacky. What is this? Welcome back, Catherine. Neil Newburn's playing Little Kitty Big City. Nice. It's a solid game. I hope he enjoys it. I'd forgotten that he streamed stuff. That's cool. I'm sure we've seen Sulfur before, but it didn't grab me at that time, and it obviously didn't grab me the second time, so... The first time, sorry, so...
Atlas 1-1, this is Zeus. Do you copy? Over. We've detected the anomalous presence in the Iron Corridor area. We need you to localize it and contain it.
Yeah, Stray was good.
There's a lot of blue and red activity there.
I think Stray pips it for me because there was more of a world to explore. But Little Kitty Big City was a lot of fun. And it was just what I needed to play at the time. Something quick, easy, simple. Yeah, it was good.
I repeat, search.
This is interesting me. It's got that horror-y vibe. A little bit like Fear. I mean, I'd shoot them all personally, but you know.
Atlas, do you copy? Respond, Atlas.
Phantom Line feels very, very Fear. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a stream tomorrow. I'll decide after this. But I've got a few things I need to do tomorrow. We have another showcase tomorrow night. So it's the last true showcase.
Mika, pop quiz.
But I didn't study, Sean.
Quiet, listen. Let's say you find yourself face to face with a huge mutant super soldier whose arm has been replaced by a chainsaw.
Okay.
What do you do?
Well, if I were a mad scientist working for an evil mega corporation, you know, like you do, I would probably replace its other arm with a grappling hook.
Oh my God, perfect, because that means you would fit right in at Tripwire Interactive, who have been working for years to bring us the next installment in the Killing Floor series. Now, for those of you who didn't know, the franchise has been a huge staple of the PC gaming show since its inception back in 2015.
Never
Tripwire
played
has actually
it.
been at 9 PC gaming shows. In the upcoming
That's
sequel,
impressive.
players will face off against a new upgraded generation of Zeds in this long-awaited co-op horror FPS.
And the Zeds aren't the only things that have gotten an upgrade. To learn more, we visited those mad scientists at Tripwire Interactive for this exclusive look at the guns and gore of Killing Floor 3.
I remember graphically it not being that fancy. I don't know, it looks pretty good. I mean, 3 looks pretty good. I don't know what the other two are like.
For a bit of fun,
This is co-op. Yeah, it doesn't look that bad. That looks pretty satisfying. He's just a horde shooter though, right? Yeah, very Doom vibes. Doom with maybe a bit of Wolfenstein. I mean, it's certainly an upgrade. I'm not sure it needs a head claw. Please tell me this is their everyday office.
Action horror would be the thing that we focused on from the beginning with Killing Floor 3. It was really about science gone wrong. I mean, even like, look at this set, right? As a kid of the 80s and 90s, I just loved the Dark Horse Aliens and Predator comics. There were some elements in there about trying to create biological weapons set in a thematically dystopian themed world. So we wanted to tie that in. But from Predator and Aliens, one of the things that you see the most is basically a group of well-trained badasses who have to use every single bullet, every single grenade, every single weapon to handle the things that they're being faced with, these kind of insurmountable odds.
Get your
Those moments
inspiration
are
now.
what motivate us.
Wolfenstein was
and
good.
that's when Killing Floor is at its best.
I played the first remake and loved
There's
it.
just a
Couldn't
combination
get on
of
with the
so
second
many
for some
small
reason.
elements that we've improved over Killing
But as
Floor
a
2
series, it's really
experience.
good.
We've increased the amount of Zeds that are in the world at one time, so the battle feels way more epic.
We knew we wanted Zeds to become more challenging. We're increasing how they get to you, how they damage you. So the cone of danger has essentially increased dramatically. Anywhere on screen,
zombie,
Zeds can be.
right?
So I have to kind of keep my head on a swivel and really learn how to prioritize my targets. It's not essentially what's closest to me, but what can get to me faster, what's going to do more damage. It's just more ways to kind of amplify not only the action, but that horror element as well in KF3.
We have like very detailed hit detection system now, and you can blow off any limb. Every bullet hole that hits it stays there permanently. Exactly where you burn the creature is where you'll see its flesh burn.
That's
we
cool.
actually have Zeds where you can blow limbs off and they'll keep fighting you if it's not a critical spot of that Zed.
Most of our Zeds have somewhat of a critical zone on it. So certain Zed tech, like on the Flesh Pound, on his back, on his chest, they'll glow. If you shoot that, it will explode off and expose like an inner critical zone that when you shoot will kind of deal the ultimate killing blow to that Zed. One thing that's always felt great in Killing Floor is shooting things in the head. We wanted there to be variety when you do that. Their heads are made up of multiple meshes so that it can essentially open up and kind of randomize.
I just realized what you said.
That head
One of the
can
things
look
that's always
like.
felt great in
There
our
is the
game is
opening
shooting
shot
things in the
of
head.
Day of the Dead,
Okay,
where there's literally just a massive tongue
Any
and maybe
shooter
like a few
fan,
teeth hanging there.
that just
We're very
rings
big
so
horror
true.
fans. There's kind of like little Easter eggs throughout everything. That impact and that feedback and that variation makes shooting things in the head feel
It's more precision target acquisition than anything else.
We hope you enjoyed that exclusive look at Killing Floor 3.
It looks full on.
For more information, visit killingfloor3.com and wishlist now.
It's tempting. Especially if it's co-op, it might be something that I can
What a beautifully
swing.
twisted and nightmarishly gory game. I've already added it to my wish list, and look at this, Mika.
Oh.
I've also been in their Discord for 3 weeks.
Sean, that is the Discord for Cleaning Floor 3, the mopping simulator.
Oh, I was kind of wondering why there was so little chat about killing Zeds and so much about preventing streak marks on kitchen floors.
All right, let's leave Zeds behind because in our next game, there is a different type of mob filling the streets. Thousands of screaming
We didn't
sports
see
fanatics.
Everwild
You can
for
manage
the
traffic,
Xbox One.
security,
Don't know where
and
that came from.
logistics for athletes and fans in football tycoon
Interesting.
game Coppa City. Here's the world premiere trailer.
We haven't seen that for a few years. I wonder what's going on with it.
This city is about to experience a football
As someone
game that could be
who
the greatest it has ever seen.
enjoys the odd jaunt
You are
on
responsible
FIFA
for how it will go down in history.
and is a bit
Get
of a
ready
football
to host
fan,
the biggest clubs from all around the world. You will have to manage every single detail.
this kind of game
Prepare for thousands of
sort of
sounds
sings to me a little.
filling the streets with energy you can only get from football fever. But remember,
It's like The Sims, but
safety
based
is a
around
top
football.
priority. It's all in your hands. Can you find the right balance?
The fans are getting excited, but the pressure on the organizers is rising.
Can you give them what they want? Can you create a night they will remember forever? Everything comes down to your decisions.
There's part of me that just wants to try this out.
Biggest clubs, engage thousands of fans, create a football fiesta. Copper City 25, the first football tycoon.
So the question would be, obviously this is licensed. Which teams are licensed? Yeah, because they're gonna have to, like, not everything's gonna be licensed by the sounds of it. Thought it was The Simpsons for a second.
Hope you come find me soon.
I'm not a musicals fan, so you've already lost me with this one. So there was a few times during the Xbox showcase where you will have seen me visibly just lose interest. I don't think it happened that quickly as it did just then. That looks nothing like what I would play.
Hey, Candy Narwhal! Dog with the face of the guy from the deli! And Elven Princess and Nightmare Clown!
Hey, Cat!
Are you ready to play awesome games in my own fantasy megaverse? I hope I never wake up! Bad clown! So what's up first? A little Halo capture the flag, or...
A lovely picture.
Halo, that's 2 Halo references.
Kat, we've been talking.
Still
You do know about PC Game
2 more
Pass,
than the
right?
Xbox showcase.
What's that?
It's a membership that lets PC players play new and immersive PC games.
Stop mentioning Halo, you're making me sad.
Dreamland. Only you're awake and he's not here.
Tell me all about it!
You'll get day one access to some of the biggest new releases, along with a curated library of PC games.
This is quite an annoying advert.
It even includes an EA Play membership. And it's crafted with
Mass
all
Effect,
the
though.
exclusive member benefits and
Mass
discounts.
Effect.
If I were human instead of a ripped dream elf, then I'd use it to try games and buy them for less. Huzzah! Sick! Can I play with my friends? Ask them yourself! Huzzah!
Drones flying around and dropping confetti in football games. That will get messy though. You'd be messing around with the pitch. You did it over the crowd.
Get all these awesome features for
I don't
a
know.
monthly price.
I think health and safety might have a problem with that, Catherine. I'm not against the idea, but I think health and safety will go mad.
Guys, as soon as I wake up, I'm joining PC Game Pass. It's literally a dream come true. Better, even.
Of course, Black Ops they're going to be pushing from now, aren't they? Yeah, that advert was like, obviously they've sponsored some of this. I'm guessing they've paid for the advertising
it's not
slot.
often I get to say this, but that terrifying clown and his
They're doing a giveaway.
cute friends really know what they're talking about.
Oh, they sure do, Mika. PC
Yeah,
Game Pass
that was
is a
annoying.
great way to try out tons of PC games without having to buy them at full price.
But it is.
True.
Game Pass
Well,
isn't.
let's keep the show
It's the
rolling
best
with some more
subscription that I
trailers.
have. Zelda vibes. This looks kind of cool. Local co-op. There's a lot of things doing local co-op again, which is so nice to see. Local co-op should always be a staple, really. Last Moon. Interesting. Actually, I'm gonna have that on the list as well.
The studio behind El Paso elsewhere. We're making a covert revenge thriller FPS about a secret agent who turns down one last job too many and gets hunted across the North American wilderness by the military-industrial complex. And I was like, hey, can I shoot this promo here? And they said, well, it's Texas. Of course we can hunt you. And I said, what's that?
The one thing the games industry needs more than a corporation that gives a shit about developers and their players is WASP slander. Now, I could tell you about how Strange Scaffold, the studio behind El Paso Elsewhere, is making an exciting new action game, but if you get anything out of this next trailer, I hope it's that WASPs are evil bastards and they should be shot on sight. Thank you.
Where are you hiding? The more you hide, the more agents we send. And the more agents we send, well, come on out, you big bitch.
Okay.
Wait, no! I've got hiding.
This looks kind of cool. Love the art style. Just throw the gun.
Harding spotted. Harding's here. He's going for the head.
Be careful what you wish for.
This looks cool. I am your beast. That yeah, okay. Cool art style. Fun looking gameplay.
But we
I'm in.
rose piece by piece, night after night. They broke us once, but I see no broken souls today. I see a people
It's a
carved
tower
from
defense game, isn't
stone.
it?
And with this stone, we will rebuild.
Cataclysmo. Tower defense game.
Coming up in the PC Gaming Show.
Annoying music. Yeah, it's probably not the in-game music, is it? It's probably a copyright claim waiting to happen, but it's probably not the in-game music. And you can turn it off anyway.
Listen, I don't care what you were doing back on Earth, shooting hobos in tracksuits or sweating in a bush in some godforsaken jungle. This is nothing like what you've ever faced. Our intel confirms enemy operators deployed in the AO. And it seems like those alien freaks can be killed with light. Keep your mission objective a priority, and I'll see you on the other side.
It's like Evolve.
Moving out.
I'm going to assume that there's also somebody playing as the alien hunting them. That's such a bitchy trick. Doesn't do enough to grab me, but the extraction shooter potentially against other people.
What's up, everybody? I'm Tasteless, and I am joined with David, Kim, and Artosis. Today, we're going to be talking to you about a very exciting new game.
Battle Aces looked interesting, but we have seen it.
RTS.
Yeah, so let's get right into it. So this first building that you see right
Right,
here is
I'm going to leave you guys
this
with this while I go and get another drink,
out of,
because
and
I
also
can feel
if
my
I
voice
lose the
going,
core,
so...
then I lose the game.
It seems like in this game, you can expand like within seconds of it starting. Is that correct?
Yeah, so right when the game starts, you have enough resources to either expand, tech, or build an army to attack with.
You know, something that we keep seeing show up on this screen right now is that intelligence bar. This is one of my favorite things about Battle Aces, where you can immediately see not just your unit deck, but your opponent's as well, and start strategizing from the get-go.
For sure, and not only that, I can also see the precise, I guess, tech progress of my opponent and vice versa too, so we can strategize very precisely in this game.
So, with these unit decks, you can make almost any combination of units. How many units exactly are in the game Battle Aces right now?
Yeah, so we have 45 units planned for the closed beta, but we'll be adding new units every single season, so the possibilities of strategy will be endless.
Now, I noticed here on the intelligence bar, you can see you're teching up, your opponent is taking that faster third base, and I see you're playing
Did I have this on the list? I can't remember. All right, cheers, Catherine. Thanks for dropping by again. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
He's doing the attacking while you're doing the defending.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about the different types
This is
of
Battle
strategies
Aces,
that you
right?
use
When
for
did we see
different
Battle
players?
Aces?
So in this specific game, I'm trying to show off a more easier
did
way
write
to
it
play.
down.
So you'll notice that I'm
It was
not
Day
really
of the
clicking
Devs.
all that much, kind of thing. So
No, it
my
wasn't. It was
basic
Summer Game
strategy
Fest.
is in Tier 1, I have these recall units that can teleport back to any of my bases, making it a very easy defensive option. And I'm straight
This isn't doing anything for me, and this is
that are
gameplay.
very strong at harassing enemy bases and expansions.
Now, game timers and RTSs is not
Get
like
rid
a
of it.
new thing, but what's interesting about this one is that this game counter is counting
I'm not an
down.
RTS
What's the
fan
story with
anyway,
that?
Yeah, so we have
usually,
a max game
but
limit
obviously the
of 10
trailer caught
minutes
me
in this
enough.
game. So when the timer reaches 0, then the game will end.
It's the first
and
game we've
winning
taken off
player
our
is
list,
whoever
though.
has the higher score when that happens.
Now, we noticed that the two king crabs you have, they seem to be on a stealth mission here. It seems like you're skirting the bottom of the map, maybe going up for a little bit of harassment, a little bit of counterattacking.
Yeah, for sure. So I sent 2 to the back so that I can take down one of these bases, hopefully. And while
what are
playing
those things on the
defensive
pads?
game, but the enemy noticed that, and because he can't, he was kind of off position. That's why he went all in on my third base.
Yeah, it looks like he will end up killing off your third base here, and in fact brings in a huge army, but it looks like you will defend, unfortunately losing that third base.
Yeah, but
Well, that's
I
not
do
defending
have
then,
a
is
bigger
it?
army, and I was able to save those 2 king crabs and bring them back. So I'm feeling pretty good about this massive attack right here.
Yeah, it looks like you're pushing forward, and that is a very scary army with that many king crabs. Let's see how you end up doing. It does
Your
look like
crabs are
it's
pretty
going to end
cool.
up being a rout, even taking down his flying units there. It looks like you've done a great job this game, David. And, you know, I got to say, guys, I've played a lot of Battle Aces. And if you want a more in-depth look at the high skill expression available, check it out at playbattleaces.com.
And we'll be starting our beta very soon.
Lost
in
my
a few
interest,
weeks.
I'm sorry.
So please make sure to sign up for the beta.
I
While you're
reckon
there.
it'll do well, though.
And be
People
sure
are
to wish
screaming
list it on
out for new
Steam. Thank you
RTSs.
so much for joining us. That's all
Something
the time
cool,
we have.
something funky.
Day 9, back to you.
Yeah, sadly it's... Didn't hold my interest through that gameplay thing.
Thanks, Artosis.
Which is a shame.
And Nick Tasteless Plot, my literal brother that refers to me by my internet moniker.
Well, now, Sean, Frankie told us there'd be a lot of great new strategy games in our show, and you know, she was right. There has never been a better time to be a PC gamer and
There seems to
an
be a lot, a
RTS
bit of
fan.
resurgence,
And
yeah.
with the lightning-fast action of its 1v1 and 2v2 modes, Battle Aces is a big reason why.
And
next up, Citizen Sleeper 2.
Wait, wait, I'm sorry. I thought I was
no,
gonna...
I thought it...
It's me,
Oh,
right?
no.
Well, look.
Okay.
If you don't mind, I'm a little bit...
I've seen a few people streaming the first one.
The world of a malfunctioning
This looks really
android
interesting.
housing the digitized consciousness of a human being can be treacherous existence at the best.
I was supposed to introduce that trailer. Me, Mika. And then he just swoops in and steals it. Ho, you've made a powerful enemy today, Plot.
Mika, is everything okay?
Yeah, what? Yeah. Why wouldn't it be?
Okay, great. As I was saying, this new installment.
Keep talking, Day 9, and you won't have 9 days left after I...
Look, Mika,
What?
we can all hear your thoughts.
What? How?
Well, yeah, you recorded them earlier, you know, in the voiceover studio. I mean, that's the audio that's getting piped into the studio right now. Guys, can we go ahead and mute 003 Mika's internal rage.wave right now?
You got it, Sean.
I'm sorry, I just, I really wanted to introduce the trailer. I'm like the TTRPG girl.
Just play the trailer.
You know what, honestly,
yeah.
totally fine. Go ahead.
You sure? Okay. You've lost your memory and there's a bounty on your head.
Just play the trailer.
Wait, hold on. Where are my vengeful thoughts?
Oh.
Sorry, Sean. It got taped over with one of our nature documentaries.
All right, well, just play that, I guess.
Well, as I was saying, you've lost your memory.
The Bolivian gulping iguana sounds its mating call, a noise often described as nature's dumbest sound.
Oh, forget it. Just cue the dang thing.
Well, in all of its uninterrupted glory, here's our first ever look at the gameplay in Citizen Sleeper 2, which I got to announce and not Sean.
Wake up, Sleeper. We're in trouble. Lane's closing in, and we need this next
We've seen this a few
contract
times as well.
But nothing's gone right so far.
Not this year. Yeah, the first one looked really interesting.
Trouble from the start.
I think on the first one you were
I didn't trust her.
fixed in one location, but I haven't seen much of it.
A death trap. Suddenly, it was all over. But we've got to bounce back. We've secured the contract. So let's talk, crew. How about Mia? She was handy with that drone. Stopped the whole thing blowing up in our faces. Or Eugene. He's a loudmouth, but he's tough as hell. Although he did forget to tell us
Cool
about
music.
Vesna. Or we find someone new, but new crew have new problems. The belt is wide, Sleeper. So whatever comes at us next, just remember, nothing in the belt ever runs smooth.
I'm just seeing if Citizen Sleeper 1 is on Game Pass, because I've seen it somewhere. And even if I don't stream it, it's something that I do want to try out at some point. Let's have a look. Hey Tomby, how are we doing? Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. I see you've been getting those streams in. What were you playing today? Citizen Sleeper is on... oh. It's on console and cloud. It's on console though. I might try Citizen Sleeper then. Just playing at the minute. Thanks for dropping by. It's always appreciated. Hope you're doing well. Microsoft. Not a studio I know. Was that the same game? I think we're hitting the part of the show that I'm losing interest now. We've had a few games, outside of Citizen Sleeper, but a few games that haven't held my interest. So I'm going to think about Gears of War E-Day. So happy Gears is coming back. Yes. Oh, that was a lightsaber sound. I still don't know what's going on. It's definitely co-op. Is it a hard shooter? An extraction shooter? Space Station 14. Open source now and forever. Interesting.
Wish
That's
you
a
could
bold
keep track
thing to
of all
put
the
on.
games you're seeing on the PC Gaming Show? Well, that's exactly what wishlists are for. The PC Gaming Show Steam page is a one-stop shop where you can fill up your wishlist with every single game we're featuring on our show.
Nice.
Make
I
it
do like
quick,
that
though. We've
they
got
have
an
lists of all this stuff.
unbeatable trailer coming up. That's no exaggeration. It really is unbeatable.
Nice animation.
I say the lines, the syllables, got it memorized so I can make it
See,
stop.
you lose me when you throw in some sort of element of singing. But I like the music. Does the game look like that? That's my question. No, well, yeah, it does, I suppose. Oh, it's a combo. It's a variety of things. But it is a nice art style. Gamer, music is illegal and you do crimes. It's a great way of selling it. Demo. Yeah, interesting idea. Could be cool. I'll put it on the list. Not my kind of game, but I'm digging this music. That Unbeatable is giving me Scott Pilgrim-y vibes. This is a little bit Vampire Survivors. I suppose with the how well Vampire Survivors has done, there's going to be a lot of games coming out like that. We've seen so many indie games this year as well. Like on the whole, I think that's really good. But the AAA stuff has kind of taken a back seat, which I find interesting. I don't think it's a bad thing, because AAA games are starting to get stale. And we need a shake-up, and it's nice that indie stuff's coming through. Such a different variety of games out there now, and so many different quirky art styles. I'm kind of losing the will again, I'll be honest. I've not got anything to add. I'm sorry. It's not my kind of thing. But then, if I'm brutally honest, like the PC gaming show, it's hyper focused on PC gaming. Obviously, it's in the name, which is great. But that stuff, and then yes, these are coming to consoles as well. But a lot of the games that people play on PC, a lot of the stuff on Steam, I'm just not interested in. So it's great that they have this stuff and that they showcase this stuff.
Early access later this year.
But it isn't for me, which is absolutely fine.
Next game, and it's so exciting.
I don't expect every game to be for me. Every game isn't.
It's hard
There's
to think
so many
of a
different
better
people that play games. So many different people want
behind the
things.
gloriously gory medieval warfare slasher Chivalry 2 and
This looks
classic
really
zombie
good,
survival
though.
horror game that started out as a mod for Half-Life 2.
So it's fine.
yourself for 8-player
but-
co-op, permadeath, and the terrifying cinematic
Like,
experience
I thought the
of
Xbox
No More
showcase
Room
was
in
incredible,
Hell. So
whereas
let's
this
take a
is
look.
struggling to hold my attention.
Yeah, you're gonna want to sit down for this.
But I just stood up.
This looks so good.
No More Room in Hell 2 is a permadeath horror co-op game.
You start with a flashlight with no weapons, and you're exploring in the dark, and you're trying to find your first friend and your first weapons.
Oh,
to
you
get
start
some
with no
safety.
You find more
weapons.
gear, you find more people. It's suddenly 4 players, 6 players, 8 players, up to that final showdown at the power plant, where hordes of zombies are pouring in and are using explosives and assault rifles to overcome that final challenge.
Like with Chivalry, combat is the first thing we focused on. Being Torn Banner, we want that game feel just really intense, and it's part of the immersion. Every run is
Yeah.
different. We're looking at how do we deliver the Hollywood cinematic experiences. You know, how do we put you in a place that you've never been before, but you've always wanted to be. It's like co-op game with consequences.
I'll be honest,
And the
I've never
fun
wanted to be in a
becomes, how
zombie
long can I
apocalypse.
survive the zombie apocalypse.
I think this looks really cool. Oh, it was early access Halloween. Right, it's not coming out this year. Well, early access is out, but you know what I mean. Full release. That bear's gonna get someone. I think the thing with a lot of what we've seen, like graphically, it's... I like modern graphics. I like games to pop. And while we've seen some incredible art styles in this showcase, stuff like this just doesn't look as good. And there's been a lot of lower bit rate, like 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit. And like this, I wouldn't... It's very snobbish. I accept that. It's a flaw in my character. But I wouldn't play something like this because I can get those vibes from playing Call of Duty or Battlefield. Or I'd just go and play Helldivers, which has really, really, really sunk its claws into me. I'm loving Helldivers at the minute. It's so much fun. Yeah, that dog ain't messing around. DDS2 we've seen as well. That's the other thing, and I'm pretty sure I said this last year. But last year we covered quite a lot of these game showcases. And there's so much repetition of the indie games. Like, it's good that they're all being shown off in these different places. But Summer Games Fest has shown a lot of this stuff off. And then we had Day of the Devs, and then we had Future of Play, and then Future Games Show, and the stuff that Xbox showed off hadn't really been shown off anywhere else. Whereas all the others seem to be sharing the same games. Not all the time. Absolutely accept that. But there's a lot of repetition, and there's a, oh, I've seen this bit, oh, we saw this yesterday, oh, we saw this Friday, oh, we... Whereas with E3, I feel like everybody had their own place and time to shine, and I guess I'm just saying I miss E3, man. But I thought Summer Games Fest was good. It was nice to see all the indie stuff and the focus on indies for once. But I also I'm not the biggest indie fan, and I've got like page 1, page 2, 2.5 pages so far, let's say. Well, it'd be 3 pages if we add in the Xbox stuff. I'm always going to want to play the Xbox stuff. Of new games, some of them I've heard of before, some of them I haven't, that I want to try, and I need to go onto Steam and go through my wish list and get a load of this stuff added to help them promote them, and so that I know when they come out. There's a lot of really cool stuff coming out that from the trailers have looked great. So this showcase has worked, and me covering it for you guys has been great because I've seen all this. But there's also been a lot of stuff that has been a bit rubbish. And that's what I mean about not everything has to be for me. I am one person. I like things very different to what you
Gore
will like.
meets parkour in Death Sprint 66. And here I thought the worst
So the
thing that could
variety of
happen while
gaming
jogging
is on the
jogging.
rise, but it's
Now,
all
you've heard of
feels like
motorbikes,
it's mostly
motor
indie
boats,
stuff.
But how about motor brooms? In Crescent County, you can
And
escape to a beautiful
I honestly
and
think we're heading
wholesome
towards a
island of
gaming
witches,
reset
where you don't just fly around on
for
boring old wooden brooms.
stupidly
You
expensive
suit 'em up,
AAA
trick 'em
games
out,
that don't
use
make
them
their
for
money back.
drifting,
Look at
racing,
Square
and
Enix
running
recently
high-speed
going, yeah,
delivery
so
service.
exclusivity
Let's
isn't
take a
working
visit
for us
to
because
Crescent
we're
County.
not making any money. So, you know, the downturn, the layoffs, all of the bad stuff that's happened is kind of pointing to a future where games need to take a decision on which lane they want to be in and actually deliver instead of just churning out shit. You know, that's really where we're at. It's an overpopulated market in such small things. Battle royales are everywhere. Hero shooters are everywhere. I genuinely thought hero shooters were dead. We've had 3 announced so far. Is there really the market for another 3 hero shooters with another 3 microtransaction stores with another similar playstyle? No, there isn't. Whereas the indie stuff is the individual stuff. You see what I mean? I hope I'm very tired. I've had about 6 hours sleep all weekend. I'm starting to ramble, and I'm in a lot of pain, so sorry, I'm losing the plot a little. But that's because this isn't holding my attention. But the Xbox showcase, it's
And
amazing.
now I'm beyond lucky to be joined by Crescent County's creative director, Anna Hollenreich. Anna, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I am so excited to be here.
Now, that was a lovely trailer, and I'd love if you could just walk us through a little more of what we just saw.
It's
It was
kind
just a
if
flash
you're
of
imagining
colours.
Kiki's Delivery Service.
I feel like
with the
I've done them a
likes of Kira,
disservice.
set on a rural witch tech island. It's a game about finding yourself kind of as a proto-adult, and I'm really interested in this question of how do you find home in a new space? How does a place become yours? By day, you're driving around the island, making deliveries to the locals, and then by night, you're racing around the island with the characters that you've befriended along the way, or, I don't know, maybe you want to get one of the characters to date you, but you need a bed frame because they have self-respect. Does that overly mean?
You did say that you took some personal experiences into this. It's so real.
Wow.
Okay. So talk to me a little bit about where the idea for Crescent County came from.
It's inspired by my first
That line might
ever
have sold it
proper
for me.
video games job where I moved to the Isle of Wight. I couldn't stop doing this witch tech mashup. I couldn't stop drawing it. I was going to Comic-Cons. I was selling art about it. And I've been working in big teams on things like Fall Guys. But I knew that if I didn't launch myself out into the unknown, I would never forgive myself.
So you're taking this big leap into making this game, and it's in the cozy genre.
Halo
What sets your
Infinite
game apart?
reference
So
on the
this is a
magazine.
delivery life sim game,
In the back,
right? But
that's
it's
3
also got
Halo
underground
Infinite.
motorhome street racing
Oh,
in it.
3
I
Halo
really love
mentions.
genre mashups. I think that they're so interesting.
In
And
this,
I love
we got
making
none in the
worlds that are
Xbox
warm
showcase.
And lived in and loved, where people feel,
Halo got done
you know,
so dirty.
relaxed and
Well,
safe.
it got
But
done
also,
dirty when
if you
343
want to
took
amp
over, but
things
you know what I
up,
mean.
You can trick out your motor
We need a
broom
win.
to the point where you're almost
Chief needs a
flying
win.
and smash into your friends with all your
I need to calm down.
powers.
What about it excites you the most?
I just want me a good
We're
Halo.
really interested in making this
all I want.
island feel very relaxing to drive around, but also
This game looks pretty cool.
Little shortcuts and jumps.
I know I went on a
and
rant while it was
boosts
on,
all over
but
the place, so that it can be
it looks fun.
just as intense
And a speeder broom.
chaotic
Yeah.
sometimes.
It's pretty cool.
Where can everyone get their hands on Crescent County?
So this game means the absolute world to us. It's a bit of my heart, it's a bit of my soul, and if it interests you, please add it to your wish list.
Crescent
It
County
definitely looked
looks
interesting.
amazing, Sean, and it is just oozing with charm. I'm definitely making room for it at the top of my wish
It has its cool
And
individual
you
looks and
wanna wish
feels
for Crescent
unique.
County and all the
With
other
its own
great
little
games
art
you've seen
style,
on
that's
our show
nice.
Today. They're all located in one place, the PC Gaming Show Steam page.
Okay, it's time to put the brooms away as we take a look at some other wickedly good releases.
That's cool. It's like Sea of Thieves without the combat. And more building. Build camps, hunt for treasure. Oh, there is going to be sea combat then. It's a true pirate sim.
My name is Sam Walker, and I am the last man standing. I steel myself for what's to come. I may not survive this, but at least I'll go down fighting. Fighting for a chance to
Interesting.
make things right. Even if it's
Caught my attention.
too little too late.
Cosmo Scouts. Yeah, so we've had a Power Rangers game very similar to this. We're now getting a G.I. Joe one. All the stuff is just cooler. And it really plays into that arcadey vibe. Very Streets of Ragey. Another broom game. Very Stardew Valley with a mystery. Stardew Valley with magic. And dungeons. That's becoming a catch-all term for me. Oh, it's like Stardew Valley, but this. I maybe need to get other reference points. Shell Runner. City builder with combat. Again, that kind of city sim doesn't grab me. But massive audience on the PC for it. Renaissance Kingdom Wars. Debtors Club. Nice art style. Super simple, super clean. I've no idea what it's about,
Set out on the journey,
but it
my
looked
child,
interesting.
and find your voice. For it is the sound of the instrument that soothes your father.
But I don't know where to go, where to search for it.
2.5D platformer with wall running and stuff. Interesting.
One can cast. Other words, whereby the heavy cup of wine one can cast.
Maybe a little bit Prince of Persia-y? Another cat game. Cat Quest 3. Oh, we've seen this before. We saw this last year. Like, yeah, not for me. Looks fun, looks quirky. Not for me, though. I appreciate it. Definitely got some soul to it.
Hello, my name is Nicole He, and I'm working with Nereal and Devolver Digital to make the world's first first-person shooter, The Crush House. So in the game, you've been hired to produce 1999's hottest reality show, and your job is to choose the cast, film the drama, and give the audience what they are thirsting for. But remember, never ever speak to the talent. Anyway, all the different audience groups want to see different things, so let's see who's tuning in today. All right, we've got the divorced dads. They want to see bromances, meat on the grill, strong male emotions, you know, divorced dad stuff. And the fish freaks are here. We've earned money from ads, so let's put some fish in the tank for them. This is normal for reality TV. And the film students are watching, and they want to see all of this at a Dutch angle, of course. Hold on, butt guys in the chat? Let's see what they have to say. Pants are a prison for the ass, if that's what you want, Sir Mix-a-Lot. You know, if we combo all the different things that they want to see in frame together, the ratings will go up even more. Chat is loving it. And no matter how crazy the audience requests are, we have to satisfy them, or else the show will be canceled.
This isn't my kind of thing, but I want to play it so badly. It looks hilarious.
This is reality TV after all. Just pick a new cast, start the season over, and maybe this time we'll make it to the series finale of The Crush House.
It's basically Big Brother. Devolver do some crazy games. I'm putting it on the list. Against my better judgment, I'm putting it on the list. Because it just looks weird. Sometimes you need a bit of weirdness in your life. Getting Animal Crossing vibes from this. Again, that's a genre that kind of comes and goes, isn't it? That kind of cozy, whatever it is. Although they've added other bits into this to differentiate. Go Town. When is Steam Next Fest? It's got to be coming up soon, right? Beautiful guitar. Star Trucker. I do like a bit of folky, country folky vibe. Space trucking. Bar and Star Grill. That has a cool vibe to it.
Coming up in the PC gaming
That's a cool
show.
vibe to it. Well, we've just seen that. That was at the Xbox showcase. That's Flintlock. There's still quite a lot of stuff to show. How long have we been going for? Been on for 2 hours.
Trust
Is
me
this a
when
2-hour
I say
showcase?
I know what it's like to wait for a big release to arrive. This particular download has been queuing for months. But fans of extraction
You need a better
shooters, and I'm
internet
talking
speed, love.
about the extraction shooter, the one that kicked off an entirely new genre, don't have much longer to wait. Multiplayer FPS Escape from Tarkov has been in beta since 2017, but is now preparing for its heralded 1.0 release. Here's a look at what's coming when the granddaddy of extraction shooters goes gold.
I just assumed it had been released properly. Can you tell I'm not a Tarkov fan?
Ну, здравствуй, солдат. Давненько не заходил. Куда пропадал-то? Так ты на арену поддался, но все равно вернулся, да? Чемпион. Да, изменился ты. Ну и у нас тут жизнь не стоит
Slightly
на
confused.
месте.
Is this the single player thing that they're doing? Or is this
Конфликт в
just for
Харькове
the
снова
launch of the
разгорается.
multiplayer?
И пока неизвестно, чем все это закончится.
Oh yeah, you're getting squashed.
Похоже, придется тебе снова показать, чего ты стоишь, боец. Путь осилит идущий, так ведь?
It just doesn't do anything for me. Extraction shooters on the whole,
И кто
certainly not
знает,
competitive ones.
может у тебя и получится сбежать из Таркова.
I did like the Rainbow Six, I'm sure it was called Extraction. Because it was just a co-op thing, everybody working together. Helldivers, everyone working together. And killing each other. But less about that. It's better. You know, that's the kind of vibe that I like. If there's no jump button, how do you... Explosions required. Cool music. There's gotta be a jump button. Explodey. Mad Mushroom. Who did Mad Mushroom? That was a company that was set up for indies as well.
Vengeance you want, I'll give it to you.
I think this looks good. I said it earlier. It might not be. Fully anticipate to be let down on it. I think this looks good. Although I don't really know what the story is. Considering we've seen this for quite a few times over the last 12 months or so, we haven't really got an idea of what's happening with it. And it's out in a month. Yeah, it's out in just over a month. I have to play the demo. That game, for me, depends on how the gameplay loop is. If the gameplay loop is fun and engaging, it's fun and engaging. If the gameplay loop is a letdown, no one's going to play it. There's just so many other things to play in that genre. And not graphically, visually, art style wise, it doesn't do a lot to differentiate itself from a lot of other things. You know? I struggle with World War I, World War II military shooters. Just in general, that whole genre. Mullet Mad Jack. This has a real arcade vibe to it. I'm digging it. Oh, you get extra time as you kill things. Yeah, this is a real arcade shooter. Nice. With a banging 80s synth soundtrack. Super 80s.
This game blows your mind. Mullet Mad Jack.
It's a cool trailer. That's a very cool trailer.
Sean, I am sad to say it, but we're not a million miles away from the end of our show.
What? Already?
Oh, wait. Sean, are you about to yell no and dramatically wave your fist at the sky?
No, I just thought I was going to sneeze.
Oh.
Anyways, as you were saying.
Right, well, we don't have much left in the show, so it's time to...
Sorry, it turns out I am allergic to shows nearing conclusion.
Well, as I was saying, it is time to share something very special. We are living in a golden age of city builders, and there's something out there for everyone. Strategy, survival, puzzle games, co-op, there are even some really great, cozy, no-stress city builders.
And it's true. But even with all the city builders I play, I can honestly say that we've never seen
Manor
one
Lords was
quite like
the most
this.
recent one I
From a very
played, and
talented
again, it's
team of
not a genre
developers
I'm
who
well
made
versed in,
games
it's not a
like
genre
Mark
I
of the
really
Ninja
play.
and Gone Home.
Manor
Let's
Lords
watch
was
the
super
world
chill.
premiere of Generation
Like how I
Exile.
played it anyway. I wasn't very good at it, I didn't know what I was doing, but yeah, Manor Lords
Our
was
generation ship was to travel hundreds of years
interesting,
across
fun,
the stars.
it felt
so we could
authentic,
build a new world
felt
for
individual.
humanity. We had tried to restore Earth's ravaged ecology. The desperate solution nearly wiped us out instead. And now it's on the ship. And it's growing. There are only a few thousand of us left, and we cannot repeat the past. In our ship's closed
This is a nice
ecosystem,
art style.
resources are finite. Nothing can go to waste. Every bit of scrap needs to be salvaged, reclaimed, and repurposed into what we need to survive. Materials, food, water, air. We might not always work well with each other. We might squabble, we might stumble, but we are all we have. As we're building a balanced ecosystem, years
Interesting
will go
twist
by
on
like
it.
minutes. We must adapt to each other and to the unknown. We're not just learning to build a sustainable future. Everyone on board is living their own story, and your story will be different from mine. Can we escape the mistakes that drove us from our home? Because every decision we make now,
I mean, probably not. We
will
are
determine
humans,
if
right?
humanity earns a second chance.
Generation Exile is a very cool name. Very cool. God, it's almost photorealistic. Look at the graphics.
Generation Exile is a sustainable solarpunk city builder with a reactive emergent narrative that changes every single time the game is played. You are aboard a generation ship traveling for
Interesting.
several hundred years, leaving a ecologically ravaged Earth behind, attempting to find a new home for humanity. And so rather than repeat the failings of Earth in the past, you need to find a new way to develop a society that is sustainable and can thrive.
Your job is to make sure that you shepherd humanity successfully to the destination planet, and
Sorry,
that they live to
struggling
get
with
there
my
and
voice
enough
again.
people to keep humanity going.
That's quite
Players'
sore.
goals differ a bit from traditional recognizable city builders, where yes, you know, you're still having to provide the basics for your society, food, shelter, clean water, but there's kind of this unquestioned notion that we see both in a lot of strategy games, but also just in the world around us, where it's like, oh, well, when we need more resources, we can just keep extracting, we can just keep growing and growing and growing. It's simply not possible to keep expanding forever. And that is a thematic element of the game for sure, but I think part of that has come from just looking at the industry around us, where all the goals are just like, what are the returns for the next quarter? You know, we see the harm that is caused by that single-minded focus on how can we extract as much value in the short term. And the people who are the harmed the most by that are the thousands of people who in the last 6-8 months have lost their jobs, right? So as you make your way through the game and progress through the game, rather than just infinitely getting bigger, it's about becoming more regenerative, to like use only what you have around you because there's no external source of anything else.
Fundamentally, you're on a spaceship.
I don't get city builders. It's a cool concept, it's a cool idea.
A relatively recognizable set of city building mechanics, but having more
I just never got on with them.
And story elements there as well. Because the thing that is so rich about city builders is that they're so systems dense, and that game state is all very much driven by the choices and decisions that the player is making. But the opportunity then we saw is to look at all that in the city building layer game state, and then
drag it out into the narrative.
Exactly.
Kicking and screaming.
but in a good way.
In a good way.
Yeah, I mean, throwing a narrative in, it's not the first thing I think of for a city builder.
This thing happens, then at turn 25, this thing happens. Instead, you can just have authored narrative events that are reactive to whatever choices you've made, like weird ecology.
It's an interesting idea.
The vessel.
It's a very interesting idea.
Crises.
Yeah.
Small and large. We're able to provide the player the ability to make consequential specific decisions that are divorced from just the pure systems of the game, which then informs the events that will occur in the future, so that at the end, there will be echoes of the decisions you've made along the way. It should feel like the journey to get there is one that you uniquely experience,
that
and
it's,
the conditions
if
that
it's
you
turned,
finish with
there's like, say there's 75 turns in the game or something.
Up to that point. The game can be wish listed right now on Steam, and folks can also just go to saunderlessstudios.com to sign up for our newsletter and learn more as we roll things out. There'll be more delicious tidbits in there.
Will they be?
It's definitely interesting. It's not for me, but it has a unique hook.
A huge thanks to the good folks at Saunderlust for letting us take a look inside their new sci-fi city builder, Generation Exile.
It looks incredible, and the amount of love and work the team have put into it really shines through.
Now look, we are under no illusion that this last year has been incredibly difficult for so many developers in the face of thousands of layoffs and countless studio closures.
Today we are so grateful that we have the chance to put a spotlight on many people really continuing to make games in the face of uncertainty.
And if there's any game you saw in our show or in any of the other many showcases, we encourage you to purchase or even just wish list any of the games for developers that you care about. It goes a long way.
Yeah, I've said it all weekend. If you see
Next
something
up,
you want,
think the sight of a house
wish
standing
list
up
it.
and walking around on two weird
This is
massive
Rekka.
chicken
We've seen
legs
this
would be horrifying.
loads of times
But
before.
when you realize it's taking some heavy witch vibes from everyone's favorite Slavic folklore character, Baba Yaga, it's actually pretty awesome. Rekka is the base building exploration game you'd curse yourself for missing.
Again, this looks like an interesting vibe. It's not for me. But beautiful music. Really beautiful music. And just a weird, funky idea. Guys, I'm going to be brutally honest. My back is killing me as well now. I've been standing up for so long. I need a sit down. At least tomorrow I can have a bit of a rest before we hit the Ubisoft forward. It's just freaky. A house that's on half a chicken. It's freaky. What happens when the turns get to 0? game ends. I didn't even
We aren't
see
the only
what
ones
that was.
celebrating an anniversary. iBuyPower is hitting a major milestone of their own, having been around for 25 years. iBuyPower is a
Wow,
fully
that's good.
independent and
Big.
leading manufacturer of high-performance pre-built and custom gaming PCs based in North America. As a special thanks for 25 years of powering the PC gaming community, iBuyPower is giving away one of their official VCT Americas PCs, the RDY Y70
Wow.
Valorant VCT AR002. This bad boy boasts a hefty AMD Ryzen 7 7800X3D CPU, a GeForce RTX 4070 Ti, and 32 gigs of DDR5 5600 MHz RAM.
Jesus.
Did I also mention it's got iBuyPower's
It's not bad
240mm
specs.
RGB liquid cooling unit? For your chance to win, head over to pcgamer.com.
Liquid cooling is obviously the future.
And now, back to more trailers.
Quieter than fans, I think.
Meet the lock creatures.
We've seen this as well.
Their language brings them to life and expands their society.
I didn't understand it the first time we saw it. I don't think I'll understand it this time.
Each with its own special ability to change the environment in deep and surprising ways. Play the Lock Digital demo available today.
I'm not very good at word games. Anyway.
In a world where the top special forces operatives are all just wizards for some reason, one team is unstoppable. Not yours. Hers. The Black Ops Chronomancer. Her team of needlessly fancy goons have brought the world to the brink of war. And only
I like
one
the satirical
ruthless
nature to this.
stands in her way. A disgraced retired Navy SEER who can see every possible future, but can't remember his own tragic backstory. The freelance Storm Witch, a private investigator whose mastery of lightning is devastating, unless her enemies aren't standing near windows. The Necromedic, a surgeon who turned to necromancy when she lost her medical license. She can heal you, but she'll have to kill you first. The Rebel Riot Priest, your heavy support. Faith is her armor. But she is also wearing actual armor. Together, there's no threat they can't stop. As long as they can get there by public transport, they can rewind every time they screw it up. And there's an easy mode if they need it. Tactical Breach Wizards. Coming to Steam August 20th.
That
Demo
sounds
available
pretty
now.
crazy.
Also, take a
Tactical
wish list
Breach
if you-
Wizards.
Thanks.
Wow, what a show so far. I'm absolutely loving it. And don't forget, you can do more than just watch this amazing lineup of games. You can play them too. Visit the PC Gaming Show Steam page to wishlist all the titles you've seen on today's show, all in one convenient, clickable place. Now, do you love history? Do you also love lists with between 9 and 11 items on them? Then today is your day. For our 10th anniversary, we've counted down the 10
I like
biggest
12
moments in
items
PC
on a
gaming
list.
over the past decade. You can see where your favourite moments landed by visiting pcgamer.com/10. Right, time to grab some friends and head for the sky, where you can turn floating islands into your personal skyships and soar through the clouds. It's co-op survival craft made cozy. Here's an uplifting look at Aloft.
Hello,
I don't think
I'm
we've
Manuel
seen
Jojo,
Aloft.
founder and creative director of Astrolab Interactive. It is my greatest pleasure to announce that we just launched a new multiplayer demo for our game Aloft, a sandbox survival game set in the sky. Take a look at our new trailer for a few more surprises. Enjoy.
It looks pretty. And again, it's another survival game that has gone down the first-person route. This is kind of nice. flying turtle. It looks cozy. Demo out now if you wanted to try it out, or multiplayer demo out now. If you wanted to try it out. This is the third time in 3 days that we've... Yeah, third time in 3 days that we've seen this. But I gotta say, this looks pretty cool. Such a cool idea for a game. This is, we've seen all this footage before. This is what I mean about, like, this is a long showcase. This is probably going to be a 2-hour showcase. Maybe 20% of it is stuff we've already seen. But like I said, this looks really cool. I genuinely think this looks fun. But there's only so many times I can tell you how much fun this looks without overly repeating myself on many different videos. So I actually think this has been at 4 of the 5. It's probably been at... How many showcases have we done? We've done 3, 6. This is showcase 8 of the weekend. I think it's been at 6 of them. What does the game look like? This is a really nice animation style. But I'm guessing the game doesn't look like this. Okay, it does. It's very pretty. Wow, look at that weird flying creature thing. Lionel, before he was the king. Hotel Galactic. Oh no, the hotel inspector. Looks cozy. Does look cozy.
You bring the police to my door? To my rig?
I can sort this, right? I just need time.
Don't you answer
This
me back?
is...
You're fired. You hear me? Fired.
Deep something.
Jesus, Gregor! Gregor!
What lies below? Something? Very Eldridgey. Maybe it isn't. Looks very creepy. It still wakes the deep. Yeah. That looks... I'm really interested in that. It's out in like 10 days as well. Cool.
Dude, Hotel Galactic looks so cute, right?
Oh my god, it does, and honestly, I would...
Yeah, I think
love
Still
to
Wakes the
manage
Deep is going to be pretty good.
Alien
I'll be
travelers
covering
like
that over on Top Place
Worry
Games.
that my quaint taste and timeless valence bedspreads just might not be suitable for interdimensional species tastes. I don't know. What do you think, Mika?
Sean, look at me. If anybody can create the cutest bed and breakfast for interdimensional space beings, It's you. It's this guy.
Oh, you always care, Mika.
Oh, I know I do. And you know what else I care a great deal about?
Once again, while watching this on YouTube, we are live.
For more first-person horror. Still
The audio sync is gone.
Atmospheric as hell and
It's happened every
positively
showcase.
Amen to that, Mika. And hey, speaking of chilling, get ready to side-scroll your way through a 2.5D post-apocalyptic zombie survival with Into the Dead.
Set in 1980s Texas, you are charged with gathering resources, managing party members, and crafting items, all whilst hordes of killer zombies try to chomp down on your brains.
And what's worst of all is that this is taking place during a scorching heat wave.
Oh my God, and as someone who lives in California, I can confirm that's way worse
Sounds
than
stressful.
zombies.
I feel you. I mean, my family's Irish. I get sunburned by the moon.
Gameplay in development. Into the Dead, Our Darkest Days. Didn't show much of it off.
Hi PC Gaming Showcase, I'm Tanya from KitFox Games, and I'm here to show you 3 different games today. So let's start with Dwarf Fortress.
Hi, I'm Zach Adams.
And I'm Tarn Adams. We're the co-creators of Dwarf Fortress, inviting you to play Adventure Mode in open beta.
And we'll be adding tutorials and demigods later this summer.
While you're waiting, you can play Caves of Cud, the most intricate roguelike ever made.
Hello, we're Brian
and Jason, co-creators of Caves of Cud. After 15 years, the game is getting its 1.0 release later this year. But out today is the spring
That's a long
patch
way.
with its all-new UI. Live and drink.
And our final piece of news today is a whole new game to announce, a world premiere for the PC Gaming Showcase, Streets of Fortuna.
Not fish then. Okay.
How will you survive in Fortuna? Will you be a thief? A cook? A smuggler? An artisan? A trader? The city is a richly generated sandbox, each citizen living their simulated life. Use knowledge to your advantage.
Interesting.
Romantically or politically. Live your other life in Streets of Fortuna.
It's an interesting concept. England looks a little square. Well, the United Kingdom looks a little square. It's like Titanfall, but not. Oh, I want Titanfall 3. Come on, EA. What's this? Getting another really cool art style. This feels a little crazy. This guy's on fire, you know? Rise of the Golden Doll.
That
That was the rise of the Golden Idol. Once
Golden
again,
Idol,
inviting
sorry.
you to unravel the truth being a tangled mystery. Now, take a look at a game from our friends at Hooded Horse that combines turn-based strategy with real-time exploration. Here's the new trailer for Every Day We Fight.
This isn't what I know.
While our countries were at war, the Rifters came. They put a dome over the city. Suddenly, almost everyone was frozen. Just a few of us were left.
Oh.
Not soldiers, just ordinary people.
You know, I never used to like guns.
Yeah, it's RTS, tactical RTS.
Just got killed.
I think we jumped back in time.
Well, that's interesting.
See what else she can do.
Don't miss.
It's... I don't know, is it distinct enough? Yeah, I mean, that stuff is popular. Nice music. Did that cat just turn into a person? Not for me, to be honest. So it says at the bottom work in progress. So I would guess that this isn't how it's going to look finally. I'm not that impressed with the graphics. Don't really know what we're doing. I think we're just exploring a land, are we? Welcome to the Balance Keepers. Land of Winds. It's like it was on everything, though. Again, we're going back to a time in gaming that, while it was amazing at the time, graphically we've evolved well past this. And I'd struggle with a lot of this older graphical stuff. I'm also not really a racing game fan. This looks cool. Pre-alpha does not represent final quality, so we're getting a lot of stuff that's been shown off. It's not coming out anytime soon. But I like this art style. I still don't know what it is. Is it a co-op thing? No idea. Stormforge. Keep an eye out for it. It's not making the list. Feels like that's co-op. I might be wrong.
Hi everyone.
This is Dave, Community Manager on Windblown, the upcoming action roguelike from Motion Twin, the creators of Dead Cells. These cute characters here are the Leapers, who live in the Ark.
We saw this last
village
year.
Now threatened by a massive vortex of doom. So, they train up and become fearless warriors to fight
The
back in
animation is
attempt to save
beautiful.
their world. Using a cool thruster, you can dash at lightning speed, letting you dart across the stage, dodge out of enemy attacks, or find new areas and secrets.
It is
In
very
each role,
pretty.
you'll be able to equip different gear and upgrades, creating powerful synergies between them. For example, switching weapons at the end of a combo will let you unleash a super powerful move called an ultra attack, if you can time it right. Jump online with up to 2 other players, meaning you can mix your builds
Three-player
with your
co-op,
friends and
okay.
find the best combinations to carry you through the diverse biomes. Windblown will launch later this year into Steam Early Access. Player feedback is super important
Early
to help us craft
access,
the game that
nice,
you guys will
yeah.
love to play. So join us on Steam for the latest updates and information, and how you can join in
I
on
know
the fun.
early
See you
access
soon
is
in
seen as a dirty word, dirty term, but I actually think it helps
Folks,
more
we are
games
in
than
the
it
final
hinders.
stretch of the 10th anniversary PC gaming show, but that doesn't mean we are winding down. We are, in fact, amping up.
That's right! We're wrapping things up today with not one, but 2 world premiere trailers in a row. It's like buy one, get one free world premieres.
No, Sean. That coupon expired in 1989, so we won't be
Oh,
getting
well, that's too bad, except, look at this! This is our 10th PC gaming show, which means I get a free world premiere.
Look at this guy! Thanks to Sean's Grandmaster level card play, let's check out 2 big world premiere trailers to cap off our show.
Come on, make them big. What is it with cult games? Cult of the Lamb is huge. I didn't realize how popular it was. This is mad. Absolutely mad. There's a real Eldridgey vibe to it. That thing's cool. Worship. Yeah. Funky, quirky. Gunboat. Yeah, not for me, but again, quirky. Very quirky. Cool music. Yeah, very cool music. Gunboat God.
And that is a wrap on the PC Gaming Show 2024. We had such a great time showing you all the exciting PC games.
So what do you
heading your
guys
way.
think?
And we're especially thrilled that you could join us for our 10th anniversary show. And I mean, if you've been tuning in to watch our show for 10 years straight, thank you so much.
I've seen the last 2.
And if this is your first time watching, just watch the show like 10, 20 more times. Make up for all the ones you've missed and for the future ones.
That's 100% how the coupon works.
Right, and the punch card.
And we can't forget to say goodbye to our brave captain of the watch party, the amazing Frankie Ward.
Guys, it's been a great show and I had an absolute blast. Before we go, we also want to give a huge thank you to all the game developers, artists, designers, writers, voice actors, and everyone else out there working so hard day after day to create games we all play and love. We appreciate every single one of you.
Absolutely, Frankie. And don't forget that you guys at home can wishlist every game you saw on our show today by visiting the PC Gaming Show Steam page.
There was a lot shown off.
So much again,
It's
everyone.
jam-packed.
We'll see you again in November for the PC Gaming Show Most Wanted.
Heck yeah.
Bye-bye.
Oh, November, cool.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Oh, goodbye. Oh, that's other hand.
Right, I'm gonna mute them because they've had a lot of airtime tonight. So let's pause that. Right, it was good. There wasn't a huge amount. I say there wasn't a huge amount. I've got a list of games again that I found interesting. I don't think it was the best showcase we've seen this week. Day of the Devs is still a standout. Obviously, the Xbox showcase blew my mind. There was so much cool stuff in there. And I think Xbox had the best showcase. Like, quite often they usually do. Day of the Devs is my second favorite so far. Purely on what was shown off. This one was fine. The problem is, a lot of what they show isn't necessarily for me. And that's... Like I've said this a few times, that's absolutely fine. I don't expect every game to watch, but I find it important for me and on this channel to actually just bring this stuff to you, to show you what I'm hyped about, so maybe you'll get hyped about it, and in the comments tell me what you're hyped about, and you know, I really struggle with this one. It was a lot longer than I thought it would be. I didn't realize we'd be going for 2 hours 40 minutes. This is the second stream of the day. My voice is already struggling, and it's been struggling since Friday. I'm still recovering from surgery that I had. So this has been quite an ordeal to go. But like I say, I find it important on this channel for me to do this stuff. I would be watching this anyway. And I like sharing my views with you guys. I like, you know, showing you what I'm excited about or giving you my thoughts on things. And just talking about this stuff. I love doing it. I want to do more of it. Like I say, this channel has been neglected. I know that. Unfortunately, at the minute I can only do so much, and my focus is on the games channel. We're growing that. Again, that's growing quicker. So that's where the focus has gone. And we're playing games and we're having fun. So check it out. TOD plays games. But I love doing these. And so far, we've covered every one of these since Friday. Tomorrow, come back, 8 PM UK time. We're going to cover the Ubisoft Forward with Assassin's Creed Shadows, which I am very lukewarm on. Star Wars Outlaws, which I am very excited about. X-Defiant will be there. There will probably be some other bits and bobs thrown in by Ubisoft as well. So that's looking good. Hopefully my voice will have recovered a bit by then. But yeah, we're here with that tomorrow, and then on Tuesday we're going to take a look at the Dragon Age stuff on this channel. I'll be doing it live, so keep an eye out for those. I'm going to go and schedule the Dragon Age one now. Now that we've had a little look at it as well, it looks interesting. But definitely come back tomorrow for Ubisoft. That is scheduled, so hit the notification on there to tell you when I go live. You can jump in and we can see what Ubisoft are doing and probably take the mick out of a lot of them. But you know, it's fine. It's how Ubisoft want to do things. But anyway, thank you very much for joining me tonight. If you're watching this back on VOD, thank you. Thank you for being here. Let me know in the comments what you are looking forward to the most. I am going to go take some painkillers and have a sleep. Thank you very much for watching. See you all in the next one.